Right now, I'm selling this Honda Civic on my car dealership for $3,000. And we've actually had cars for sale lately for $2,500 and even one for $2,000. So this is a car that we actually have for sale. It's $2,000. But you know the number one question that I get here at my car dealership? Do you finance? And it absolutely blows my mind that anyone would even think to finance a $2,000 car. So you can imagine how bad things are if the number one question right now for a car dealership that sells cars that are $5,000 and under, we have tons of cars that are $3,500, $4,000, even some that are $2,500, $2,000. That our number one question is, hey, I don't have enough money to pay cash for that $2,000 car. So can I make payments on that thing? Absolutely ridiculous. It shows that right now everyone's broke. And here's the thing, I can see it in the trends just from the sales that we make. We are typically a very, very, very busy dealership. And you can see behind me, you know why, right? We sell cars that are $5,000 and under. But the thing is, last week, we only sold 3 cars. And on Saturday, we sold 0 cars, and this is a mind blower for me as a used car dealer. And with the inventory that I have right now, we should be doing way, way, way better. In fact, I can't even go back and remember the last time that we only sold 3 cars here at my car dealership in one single week. And it seems like things are getting worse from the calls that we're getting in, from the people that are coming into my car dealership and not being able to even afford a $2,500 car. The state of the economy right now is very, very bad. And my car dealership right now, it's proving it. And one thing that I can tell you that's very frustrating for us, with us getting that number one question that we get is, do you finance? Well, no, we don't finance, but we have some lead generation tools through like Car Gurus and stuff where we get a lot of our sales. Well, they have tools that are being put in place where they are automatically showing consumers what kind of loan they can get on a particular car that they're looking for. So if my car shows up on Car Guru's site, well, they can scroll down a little bit and it shows that customer what their monthly payment could be for a 72-month term on one of these cheap cars, on this $4,500 Jeep, on this $3,500 Accord out here, on this sometimes a $2,000 car. And customers will call us every single day saying, hey, I saw that I could get into this Honda for $50 a month and for 72 months. And this is what we have to deal with on a regular basis. And it's sad that people would even think that they could buy a $2,000 car on a 72-month note. It's not going to happen. Common sense does not live with a lot of these people that are calling us trying to finance a $3,000, trying to finance a $3,500 car. And I think it's not necessarily a knowledge aspect or a knowledge problem. I think it's a lot of a desperation thing. These consumers, they need cars, they have no money to put down, and they have very little money a month left over right now, and that's all the money that they have left to try to get a car. And for a lot of them, it's just not going to happen. All right, so this is the thing I'm talking about. I actually want to show you guys. So this is a car that we actually have for sale. It's a 2008 Kia Spectra. We just dropped the price. We've had it forever, and it's $2,000. But I want to come down here and see what Car Gurus actually puts it. So you can go in here and you can say you want your down payment to be $0. Trade in $0. You can put in your credit score on this $2,000 car. And it will actually show that you can drop down and pick your loan term at 72 months on a $2,000 car. And this, based on the stuff that you enter, you can have a 72-month loan term for $38 a month on this car. And obviously, Car Gurus just auto populates this stuff based on the numbers that you put in. And it doesn't necessarily mean that car dealer, me as the car dealer, is going to give you a 6-year loan on this $2,000 2008 Kia Spectra. So this is one of the frustrations that we have with Car Gurus. This is probably a great tool for most dealers out there, most consumers out there that are buying on average, $15,000 to $25,000 used cars. But for us, it doesn't apply. And this makes the calls even worse for people who are already broke and trying to buy a car from us for $38 a month for 6 years. Yeah, Oh my goodness. So very, very frustrating. This is what we have to deal with every single day. And another thing that's crazy is just what, a month and a half ago, we were actually selling a lot of cars in a very short amount of time. Last month, we were tracking to do like 80 cars in the first, what, 2.5 weeks. And that's a good month for us. Usually we'll average somewhere around 60, 65 cars a month. And then everything just died. And we ended up selling, I think it was like 56 cars last month. So we were tracking to do big things last month, and then it's like a switch flipped. And okay, what's going on in the economy right now? Well, we have lots of inflation going on. We can just track it all the way back to gas prices, right? Gas prices are on the front of everyone's mind right now. That could be the biggest issue that we're really dealing with right now in the economy, that even if consumers aren't hurting all that much, which I would assume that they probably are, but let's say they're not. Let's say on paper everybody's doing fine. There's a psychological aspect to gas prices going up where people, every time they fill up at the pump, they're like, okay, I'm getting poorer and poorer and poorer because I have to put this gas into my tank. So they're not going to be spending as much money as they had been just a month, 2 months ago when gas prices were a little bit lower. And here's the problem for me as a used car dealer going forward, as far as what we can see going on in Iran, the Strait, everything that's going on right now, it doesn't look like anything's going to get better anytime soon. So this is going to be some pain that persists in the system right now, and I have to prepare myself and my business to be able to really weather the storm. So you can see behind me, we just sold one, so there's a hole right there, but I've actually got a third row starting back there here at my car lot, and I swing you around right here. I've actually got a lot of cars that are still in recon. We're waiting to get those cleaned up. I've got some more in storage on the other side of these trees over here. This is the most cars I've ever had at this time of year. And I know what you're saying, Brandon, well, you're slow right now, and you're talking about the whole economy being slow. You're talking about consumers not wanting to spend, and you're talking about you worried, and you only sold 3 cars last week. What are you doing, dude? Why keep buying cars? Well, I heard somebody say once that you should be a buyer when there's blood in the streets. And right now, as far as dealerships are concerned, there's some bloody streets out here. So what I'm doing is I think I'm doing something smart and actually taking advantage of the system right now. And as prices are coming down and as the quality of what I'm able to buy goes up because dealers just aren't showing up at auction. You can see I got cars in storage right here. Go down this way, I got more cars in storage over there. All these cars are getting out, and we're going to try to sell them. So I might be running into a problem here, a big hacksaw with my planning. Obviously, I'm deploying a lot of capital right now to buy a lot of these vehicles, and I'm saying, okay, you know what? We're just going to have cars because if people decide to start buying again, and if things turn around a little bit, if summer's not as bad as it was last year, I can tell you last year there was a 6-month period right throughout summer where I made $0. We're slow. This year, I'm going to have more cars than what I did last year, and we're going to see how that works. Maybe I'm wrong, and I know a lot of you are going to tell me in the comments, well, you're an idiot for buying more cars right now, spending more money, because people are not going to materialize. You're not going to be able to actually sell these cars. But we're going to try it. And anyway, this is what we're doing. I showed you some of the storage. I showed you 3 rows of cars. Showed you all the cars in recon right now. I think we have right under 100 cars. That's a lot of money. You got to keep in mind too, a lot of car dealers, what do? Well, they finance a lot of their inventory. I'm not doing that. It's all my cash is sitting out here, potentially going to rot away. And I know what a lot of you are saying is that, well, you got a bunch of junk cars out here, so why would people buy them? And here's the thing. The actual quality of the cars that I've had over the last couple months have gone up and up and up because the other dealers that are buying similar things to what I am, and then even the tier above, well, they're weak too, just like I am. So there's fewer dealers actually showing up at these auctions, meaning that I'm able to get stuff cheaper and I'm able to have a wider range of things that I can buy, meaning my quality has been able to go up. But here's how I know that that's not the case, where, okay, people are just saying this is a junk vehicle, so they're not buying it. We're not even having people show up to look at these cars at these price points. Usually if we have a car that's rough and it needs to be lowered, but we'll still have people actually come and test drive the car, and they'll say, okay, well, this is wrong with the car, and this needs to be fixed, whatever. And we'll either fix it or we'll lower the price. And we'll determine that, okay, this particular car is too much for what it is. We're not even getting that. People are not even coming to our dealership to actually test drive the car to determine that it's not for them at that price point. So then what's our plan? Like, if things continue to get worse, or at least even if they just stay like they are right now, I'm going to lose a lot of money. I'm not being charged any interest while these cars are sitting here because I pay cash for them. I still have overhead to run this business. It costs me to run this little, well, like a lot of you like to say, this little dirt lot business that I've got, this car lot. It costs me about $45,000 a month every single month to run. I got payroll, I've got insurance, I've got marketing. I've got so many expenses that are associated with running this business and selling the kind of volume that I sell, that if I go through a few weeks where we only sell 3, 5, even 10 cars in a week, I am losing money on that week. It is absolutely insane to think about how quickly I can just hemorrhage tons and tons of money if things go south, or if they continue to go south and people just can't afford, they can't afford a $4,000 car. That's crazy to me, but they can't afford a $4,000 car right now. So the plan would be, if it continues, is that we just have to freaking continue to drop our prices. Our pricing model, how we work here, is that if we have a car on our lot and it doesn't sell after 2 weeks and we don't have a lot of interest in it, then we drop it by $500. I mean, you saw a lot of these cars I've got up here for sale, $4,000, $3,500. If I got a $3,500 car and I've probably got somewhere around $2,500 in it, if it doesn't sell after 2 weeks, I'm dropping it. I'm dropping it to $3,000. And then if we go through another 2 weeks where the car doesn't sell, not a lot of interest, well, that's telling me that, well, people don't have money to be able to afford that car, or it's just priced wrong. And the only thing that I can't control how much money people actually have or the inflation that's going on in the system, but I can control if I'm priced wrong. So I'm going to work on the thing that I can control, and that's lowering my prices again. So I'll just drop it by $500 again. At that point, you can do the math. If I got $2,500 in it and I'm dropping it down to $2,500, we're basically breaking even. And worst case scenario, we have a car sit for 6 weeks. We still drop it. We drop it again. We drop it by $500. We lose $500 on that car. That is the reality, the scary, the nightmare that I potentially am going to have to deal with here in the near future, because if we go through weeks where I can only sell 3, 5 cars in a week, I got a lot of cars I'm going to be dropping the price on.